was a public information officer stationed at the Roswell Army Air Base. I'd spent the 4th of July weekend at my private residence. When I returned to duty on July 7, 1947, someone had reported the remains of a crashed vehicle. Major Jesse A. Marcel, head of intelligence, was sent to investigate. By late in the afternoon, additional civilian reports came in. The following morning, I attended a meeting with Colonel Blanchard, Major Marcel, General Roger Ramey, Colonel Thomas DuBose, and several others. We discussed an extensive debris field in Lincoln County, 75 miles out of Roswell, as well as a second site located just 40 miles north of town. A paper-thin yet extremely strong metal bearing unusual markings was passed from man to man. Each of us voiced an opinion, but no one was able to identify the crash debris. One of our greatest concerns was whether we should go public with the discovery. General Ramey proposed a plan that I believe originated with his bosses at the Pentagon. Too many civilians were already involved, and attention needed to be diverted. Around 9:30, Colonel Blanchard called my office and dictated the press release that be given. By the time the news had hit, my office was inundated with phone calls from around the world. Messages stacked up on my desk, and Colonel Blanchard suggested that I go home and hide out. Before leaving the base, Colonel Blanchard took me to a heavily guarded hangar. Once inside, I observed an egg-shaped object with a metallic surface. It was approximately 15 feet long and 6 feet high, with no windows, portholes, wings, tail, or landing gear inside. From a distance, I could see a couple of bodies under a canvas tarp, only the heads extended beyond the covering. I couldn't make out the features from this distance, but the heads were larger than normal. At a later date, Blanchard extended his arm about 4 feet above the ground to indicate their height. Upon his return to Fort Worth, Major Marcel described finding the remains of a weather balloon and radar kite in place of the original wreckage. Marcel was very upset over the situation and would not discuss it further. I visited the recovery site during the military cleanup, and I am convinced that what I observed was some type of craft and its crew from outer space.